So the first story is about clicking games. What is a clicking game, and what's the point?
It's like cookie clicker. You can just click on it, and click and click and click and click, click. Like playing a first-person shooter, kind of. You know, clicking. There's quite a lot of clicking involved.
All right.
And then eventually you earn the privilege that you don't have to click anymore, but your numbers that you were accruing by clicking just go up anyway. And then you can spend that on more things to help you get more money or points. It all seems a bit pointless.
This was a Peter Molyneux idea, wasn't it? This was some Peter Molyneux
shit where
it's like, oh, you just tap it and tap it and tap it and see what happens. Nothing. Except something, you know, right in the end.
Tap enough to get things to make you tap more. And then,
to make you... So the whole point is do you know what? I quite like that idea. It's like the distilling of everything. It's like Destiny and Call of Duty and everything. It's the pure fucking... It's minimalism. What's the point of it?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
Yeah, what's the difference between this and Destiny 2?
Yeah, as soon as you start saying this is pointless, clicking game is pointless, everything's pointless. Or, you know, fucking Rome Total War, clicking. It's all clicking, isn't it?
Clicking,
all PC games
but
are just clicking.
yeah, this is like the essence. This is gaming at its essence. Cookie clicker, maybe the best game ever.
So cookie clicker is like the ultimate philosophical exploration of what video games actually are.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
PlaySauris, the studio behind the free-to-play game Clicker Heroes, has announced that the game's upcoming sequel will not follow a free-to-play model like the original. In case it wasn't obvious to you, Clicker Heroes is indeed a clicker game. The more you click, the more points you rack up, which presumably means more fun or something, I don't know. Eventually, you reach the point where you can automate your clicks, which sounds absolutely exhilarating. The original Clicker Heroes featured a store where, for real money, you could buy better automation for your clicks. In the sequel, which in quite a creative twist is named Clicker Heroes 2, there will be a $30 upfront cost and nothing more. So why did PlaySauris back away from the free-to-play model of the original game? Did you just not want to talk?
I wanted everyone to ponder on that.
Silent protest.
Well, in a fairly powerful statement released on our website, PlaySauris said, in Clicker Heroes 1, we never tried to abuse players with our real money shop. Despite this, we found that some numbers of players spent many thousands of dollars on rubies. I can only hope that these people could afford it and that they were doing it to support us and not to feed an addiction, but I strongly suspect that this is not the case. We really don't like making money off players who are in denial of their addiction. And that's what a large part of free-to-play gaming is all about. Everyone in the industry seems to rationalize it by shifting the blame, assuming way too much cognizance on the part of their victims. People can make their own decisions, right? But it just doesn't sit well with me. Despite very few of our players having complained, it felt wrong when we started doing it, and it still feels wrong now.
PlaySauris go on to say that by ditching the free-to-play model, the quality of their game will improve. Quote, we want the experience to be good. The mere existence of real money purchases puts an ugly cloud over the player's experience with a persistent nagging feeling of my game could be so much better if I just spent a few dollars. That alone feels terrible. The studio has acknowledged, however, that they won't change how the original is monetized as it would destroy the company. But going forward, they are going to try the paid upfront model.
I like how this is basically just somebody realizing microtransactions aren't that great, but they're making it sound like it's groundbreaking. We're going to try this thing where what we do is we charge people before they buy the game, and therefore it takes out the need to buy and spend money during the game.
I kind of see how that works. So it's just like you know, if you were to buy a loaf of bread or something.
That's right.
Like you don't just start eating the bread and then pay for the bread.
And then you're paying as you got a mouthful of bread.
You got to take it to the till. You got to give the cashier some cash. Then you take it home. Then you can eat it, right? So
and I mean, obviously they're not going to give the bread away for free because that would just destroy the company. So what they need to do is charge up front, and it may or may not work. But I've got to say, this is a brave choice.
Elsewhere in the news, Hitman was arguably one of the best games to be released last year. The game's creators IO Interactive were sold by publisher Square Enix this year, but in one of the better gaming news stories of 2017, IO actually managed to buy themselves into independence. IO, as we've previously covered, are clearly delighted with this move to becoming an independent AAA studio, but how did they manage to escape Square Enix clutches with their prized Hitman IP?
Speaking to GameIndustry.biz, Square Enix's CEO Yosuke Matsuda explained the surprising motive behind the publisher's decision. Quote, whether it's our Western studios or Japanese studios, at Square Enix we sometimes end up with conflicts or shortages in terms of resources. I felt that if we were not able to continue sufficiently investing in Hitman, it could wind up ruining the game, so we found ourselves in a difficult position. The inability to invest in another 2 seasons of Hitman was in part due to Square Enix's multi-year partnership with Marvel to produce games based on their properties. Matsuda went on to say that he's happy they didn't sell IO to another publisher, as it, quote, allows them to decide the future of Hitman based on their own free will. It's because I believe it wouldn't be Hitman unless it was Hitman made by IO. Matsuda actually said, like, oh, I really like the Hitman games lots, and I want it to be made by them, so he's kind of gave it their blessing because he wants to play Hitman himself. I mean, make it good, like it's a fan.
I enjoy it, which is quite cool. It's a very, smart thing for Square Enix to be saying, oh yeah, it's not the same without those guys making it, which is a very nice attitude to have, and it makes them look like the good guys, I guess, in the news, doesn't it? It's a nice thing. It's a nice headline about Square Enix.
Yeah, it seems very human of them.
Yeah. And PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is back in the news this week, because of course it is. It's in the news every day. I think I just had a small breakdown there. That was what that was.
I know, yeah. Every day I don't like this at all.
I'm just gonna start chucking these lights around. It's like, I've had enough. Where is it? Battlegrounds. The game is now being officially released in the Chinese market, but not without some changes. Tencent, the publisher behind the Chinese release, said the game would be altered to better align with, quote, socialist core values, Chinese traditional culture, and moral rules. For now, we have absolutely no idea what that means. As we mentioned, the publisher for the Chinese release is Tencent, who is perhaps one of the biggest games companies in the world. They have investments in Riot Games, Paradox, Epic Games, and Activision Blizzard.
I've really been thinking, what could this mean? How are you going to change the game to make it more traditionally Chinese?
That game has all themes. It's about 100 people killing each other. I mean, maybe there's some grander kind of thing that I'm not seeing about it, human condition that I don't understand.
Do you know what that game? I've often played the game and thought, do you know what this needs? Socialism.
Yeah.
Socialism and a more traditionally cultured, engineered experience. Take the AK-47s out.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what that actually is, at the very least.
Also in the news this week, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice was an excellent, ambitious game released by Ninja Theory this year that blurred the lines between indie and AAA. Ninja Theory took a massive financial risk with the title, which was short in length but high in production values, and sold at about half the price of a full-price AAA game. There were 20 people working on the game for 3 years, and the risks were indeed great, but it seems to have paid off. The £25 title just surpassed 500,000 units sold over just 3 months, bringing in $30 million for the studio.
This news means that the game has officially turned a profit and is a huge success for both Ninja Theory and indie studios in general. Speaking in a recent developer diary, commercial director Dominic Matthews said, quote, "We're not the biggest, the richest, or even the most popular of developers, but with your help we made the Hellblade project work. There's no reason other developers can't do the same. If you're a developer like us, searching for independence and with a track record, then get in touch."
Get Dom on the phone.
Yeah, it's just a big Dom. It's good. I mean, it's great that it's had success so quickly. I mean, they were kind of projecting this over, like, it was 9 months or something, and they've done it in 3, so that's really good going. And it was a risky game, not in just what it is, I mean, just the way they were trying to sell it. It's 25 quid. That kind of game is always a risk, especially to like the mainstream audience who just don't really like, why is that? It's 25 quid, well, it's probably not as good as, Call of Duty. It just puts it on a different plane to the big AAA titles, and yet it's still got those AAA production values. But it's maybe as long as your average kind of indie game, maybe, because it's a short experience. I did it in a day, and what a day it was, because it's a fantastic game. Yeah, it's just great to see it doing well, and just for, like we said in this voiceover there, good for indie and AAA in general.
Obviously, as with every other business, all the competitors and maybe other indie developers that didn't want to be the first people to do this, we're keeping a close eye on this, see, how long can it do it? It might encourage more people, is what I'm saying, to start making these sort of shorter AAA indie experiences. And finally, in the news, for £15 an hour, Call of Duty pros will play the game for you. I mean, I don't know how I can't. Yeah, that's just about as good as I can do it. If I read it any other way, it still sounds stupid. It's just f***ing stupid. It's just a stupid
Actually,
sentence.
You know what? There's a lot more voiceover to go through here, but that is it. That's the voiceover. Yeah. Now, in 2017 in the UK, you can hire someone else to play Call of Duty for you. You can buy and own and enjoy Call of Duty without having to play it.
We'll just go into it a bit more.
No.
You don't want to do
No, that's it. What, there's the f***ing no elaborating on that.
Let's just do it.
£15 an hour.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
You have to put in your postcode as well. £15 an hour, yeah?
Don't try and sneak the details into
Yeah, like a
Just think about that. Just think about that.
You've gone rogue, mate. Let's just talk about this. Basically, for £15, A Call of Duty Pro can come to your house, you put in your house details, and you can even pick, does he want to play it on your console or their own console? You can bring their own, they can freelance. And then you just tell them what rank you want to be, like what kill death you want, and they'll just do it until you've got
What kill death do you want? Just a good one, please.
Yeah, 4.67. My mate
9-1.
Steve's got 4.3 at the office. I want 6.7. That'll really show him. Despite the fact I'm only working for £7 an hour, £15 an hour will go to you, COD 4 Pro. Wait, not
I really don't understand the mentality of this. It's like cheating without even cheating. It's worse. It's like it's worse than cheating for me. It's like you're not even getting a thing, you know, an auto aimbot or whatever to shoot for you. You're not even firing the game up yourself. You're getting someone else to do it for you.
People did it with World of Warcraft, and I can kind of see that a little bit more because all your progression stays there. But like it had
like a second life quality. Like you had your character that you wanted to look after. Whereas
exactly, that's the thing. If you get a kill death ratio of like 4 by paying for it, and then you are shit because you haven't played the game, remember, because you've been paying, then when you actually play the game, your kill death's just going to drop, and you'll get matched with people that have got a similar kill death than you, which are going to be better than the real you, not the pretend you. So you'll just get caned. So it'll just be shit. It's just a shit idea.
£15 an hour. Like you could just buy the microtransactions for that kind of money.
Yeah.
Pay to win microtransactions, maybe.
This is honestly, this is not good. Do we just read
the voice over? 3-week No. Alright, listen, £15 an hour for Call of Duty for someone else to play it for you. Is that as insane an idea as I think it is? Let us know down in the comments. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it. Please do subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this every single day. There's another video right there which you can watch right now if you want, and the link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. See you next time.